Hey folks, it has been a few weeks since we've given you an update to our overall weekly performance results. Let's jump into it right now and try to catch up a bit. Okay, so I have been a bad boy, and I have not been updating our results. We've had a nice summer. We took the boat out, and we've been to several different places for weeks at a time. So we're 3 weeks behind on our update. I'll show you our updated results here, but really, I want to talk more than anything about some of the aspects of our trading approach, dynamically trading, and what that means to us and how that has particularly affected our results and our sort of mental state as traders over the last 5-6 days. Okay, I think that there's some interesting lessons to learn there. So updated through to July 24th now, this past week, we've had 149 days of trading opportunities with the 0DTE. We've done 260 total 0DTE trades. There's a lot of reasons why I say that I think we are the premier place to trade 0DTEs. One of them is just the sheer volume that we do. We usually knock out a couple a day, sometimes even more, but almost every day at least one. And even sometimes we're trading these 0DTEs starting Sunday evening with the futures contract. So in terms of sheer volume, obviously it's tough to beat what we're doing. In terms of results, we took a couple more losses over the last 3 weeks. Taking a look at my numbers here, took 3 more losses on our 0DTEs. It puts us up to 8 losers on the year. It was at the last 3 weeks ago was quite good. 2 weeks ago was tough. Just overall tough for us. We took a couple of losses on 0DTEs. We don't have, fortunately right now, we don't have any that are open. We have had a couple that we've been rolling and working, but those have ended up being fully profitable for us. So again, still, I think stellar results when you look at 0DTEs. I don't know that there's another place that you can go. I've talked about this in other videos. There's a lot of places trading butterflies, which of course is just simply gambling. And you're never going to ever make any real money. Our goal is to make $1,000 a day in our overall portfolio. And the 0DTE needs to contribute to that substantially. And you're never going to do that with a butterfly simply because they're 15% probability of success trades. Nobody's going to put 20 grand in a trade that only works 15% of the time. So I feel like we have the best approach, we have the best volume, we have one of the best track records out there on 0DTE. 4DTE trades, we took another loss on that, but maybe more importantly, the 2 4DTEs that we're in right now are rolled trades. We're still working them. We've been bringing money in every single day as we've been working them, but we're still into rolled 4DTEs right now. IWM Millionaire Maker, in 3 years of doing this trade, we've never taken a loss. We haven't taken a loss yet either, but we have never had to chase this trade in the last 3 years like we are right now. If I look at my personal accounts, I got to go back 5 years to see this kind of movement. We started our current roll that we're in right now on IWM on June 26th. It's now July 24th. So we've been rolling and adjusting the IWM trade for darn near a month now. Obviously, our goal is to make 1 to 1.3% a week, about 50% of your ROI. I'm very excited to get at some point to the end of these rolls because and again, that's wrong. We're in a roll right now. one roll. I'm very excited to get to the end of this roll because it should be accretive, right? So in a 1 month period of time, we should have brought in 4 to 5% return. I think right now we're tracking for like 6.5%. So that's the one key thing that I wanted to chat about here is as you trade dynamically and you have a trade that's not working and you roll it out, there's some people in our trading room that are like, but I didn't get my income for this week. Well, let's say that you're going to get paid from your employer $1,000 a week, right? And you're excited to get that paycheck. Friday comes, you're waiting for that paycheck. You got stuff in your mind that you want to spend that $1,000 on. And your employer says, hey, unfortunately, things have happened here where I can't give you your $1,000 for this week. But next week, we're going to add, of course, next week's 1,000 on top of that to 2,000. And it's actually going to end have a little bonus on there. It's going to be 2,200. So would you rather have 1,000 now or 1,200 in 2 weeks? A lot of our traders are like, no, I want the $1,000 now. Guys, that's not good math. That's just not good math. So I'm excited to see where we end up on this trade, ROI-wise. Pairs trades, we were able to book 2 profits on there. We still have 2 pair trades that are working. They weren't great profits. They were, I think, 2% and about 3.4%, but they were profits. And we went, and that's the rule with our pairs trade is that anytime it hits 2 to 10% return, you book that profit. So they hit the profit minimum. We took it. That has been, by the way, when you talk about trades with amazing ROI versus risk, pretty tough to beat a pairs trade. Pretty tough to find any trade out there that can, the Dow can crash by 1,000 points and it doesn't affect your trade. That's a pairs trade right there. Bear market trade strategies. We've got one additional one right now working on Rivian. It's basically sitting at a break even right now. So I didn't put it down as a winner. I haven't completed it yet. But it's in there. Sounds like we just took a profit on our Theta Ferry. We just barely, that sound is us taking a profit on our Theta Ferry for the day today. Post that in just a second. Bear market strategy. We added one more to the bear market strategy. Again, that's Rivian. Stock market millionaire maker trade. We took a loss on this. I book it as a loss because it is on our Netflix position. We rolled our calls up at a debit. That's a loss. And now we're working to make that up on the put side. So 61 total trades. This should be, again, my math should have been checked by somebody else here. 60 wins and 1 loser on the stock market millionaire trades. The DIA positive Vega trades using the Dow. Ben Pitcher, perfect. We joke in the trading room that we've sort of made a pact with the devil on this particular trade. It seems like every week for the last 6 weeks, it looks like one of our legs on this trade is going to get into trouble, and we're just about ready to make an adjustment on it, and then it comes right back in line. So I don't know. We're down to just one ladder right now. It expires this week. Looks pretty good right now. It would be nice to keep that 100% winning streak going forward. Portfolio margin strategy. I just put up a separate video on that. We absolutely crushed this on our start out of the gate on this. June was our first month. It was a truncated month. We started on June 6th, so we basically only had 3 weeks. The goal of the portfolio margin strategy is to bring in approximately $16,000 a month. Ideally, this is a strategy that could bring in close to $200,000 to $250,000 a year in income. We're off to a massive, massive start. This is just an absolutely stellar start. $21,000 in our pocket the first month. Go to your 0 DTE trading rooms and see who's trading butterflies and making $21,000 a year or $21,000 a month. Probably not happening, right? If you want to know one of the reasons why I call this the premier trading room out there, the portfolio margin strategy is a very, very good example of that. There's a lot of people that if you could show them a reasonable approach that has a fair to decent probability of bringing in 200 plus thousand a year, a lot of people would say, hey, that might be enough for me to even live on. I don't need a day job anymore. So the portfolio margin obviously has been amazing for us. Scalping, moving into a whole new area with scalping. I'm very, very excited about this. It's going to bring more of our members in. You can start with like $50 to $80. That's all you need to scalp. We're going to be scalping using the Qs, the QQQs, and using options. So it opens up a whole new window for scalping. We're running some test runs right now. We started last week. We'll probably hit it a couple more times, and then we'll roll it out formally to the whole group. But very, very excited about that. We used the Qs this last scalping session. I brought in $110 of profit, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that was using the Qs. Had we used the options, it's about a 10 to 15% times leverage on that. Easily could have been $1,000 profit on the day using just a few $100s. So very excited about rolling out what I feel like will be a scalping approach that brings more people into it as a viable strategy. Dragonflies, double diagonals, and zebras. We did a dragonfly on BA once again. Another about 10% profit in a 2-week period of time. And we did a zebra trade on the market. Both of those ended up being nice winners for us. The Theta Fairy, we've done 132 total trades. 130 have been winners. I got to correct that. It's now 131. You heard the bell. We just booked another profit on that. That was 2 contracts for me. That's $200. $200 while I was sleeping overnight. Very nice. 5 a.m. in the morning, you're already starting off with some money in your pocket. We have had one. We've had 2. No, we've had one that we've had to roll for about a week and a half now. We just booked a profit on that last week. So again, very, very flexible trade. I don't know why, but the number one question that we don't get this on any other trades, but on the Theta Fairy, people are like, well, what about a black swan? I think that all you got to do is talk to our hundreds and hundreds of trading members in this program, and they'll tell you, you know what, it's a very flexible trade. We had one that just went against us pretty heavily. We were able to fix it, bring it right back into the profit zone. Gold ladders. Man, we are back in business on the gold ladder. It's not quite back to normal because a couple of the ladders that we're in are at strike prices that are determined by what we could get credit-wise with our rolls versus us just picking whatever strike we would want to start with. So we're not quite fresh in the trade, so to speak, but man, it's been good. It has been a solid trade. And, again, I kind of use this example right here, the IWM. It's been a month since, a lot of people are dependent on that 1% a week, 4% a month, 48+% a year. We've tried to bump it from 1% to about 1.3% a week. So a lot of people are looking at that 50% of your income potential. They're saying, look, I get that there's no guarantees in the market, but yet we've gone 3 years with this program, never had to take a single solitary loss on it. I'm kind of depending on that income, right? I think that as I said with my children growing up, you need to learn the value of delayed gratification. And you need to learn that getting potentially 6.5% return over 4 weeks, but having to wait the 4 weeks to get it, is better than getting 4% return over the 4 weeks, but getting it paid out to you week after week after week, right? Well, that's kind of where we've been with the gold ladder. Starting back in November of last year through maybe February, maybe even March of this year, we weren't bringing a lot of income in on the gold ladder. We were just chasing it. But it's paid off in spades now. It has become one of our very best trades from an ROI standpoint. Overnight vampire trade, we just did one on Friday this past week, and it ended up being a full profit for us. Very nice trade, very nice setup. It's not for everybody because it uses AM expiration options. But again, if you want to be a part of a trading experience or a trading room where you may be a very experienced veteran type trader, but you can still come in and go, oh my gosh, I've never seen this trade setup before. If you want to see innovative, different, higher level, I would call them higher level trading ideas, well, the overnight vampire is probably one of them, and you should come check that out. It's been a good trade for us. Broken wing butterfly ladders, we did one. Ended up working out okay for us. We're still at 8 winners, 1 loser for the year on that. Oil ladders. The oil ladder was a little bit like the DIA ladders last week. We thought that we were going to have a pretty substantive role on the oil ladder. We put a lot of work. I'm really, really proud of how we worked our oil ladders this past 2 weeks, because could have been easy to do a knee-jerk reaction and try to take a loss or close something out or move something around. We looked at some very, I feel, intensive technical analyses. We looked at some price action, and we said, you know what, I think we're close on this trade, but we can stand pat. And then we build a plan, an action plan, in case we were wrong. You always have to have a plan B as a trader, right? Ended up working out really, really well for us. And so we had some successful results there. We're down now. We've completely booked profits on all 3 of our oil ladders. We're going to start putting those back on today. In the money cover trades, this is one of the areas that we had some challenges on over the last 3 weeks. We have had no losses in the money covers year to date. Well, we just took 3, and the biggest one was we've had 2. We just took another one, and it was on Netflix. We ended up rolling our cover up at a debit, and now we've got to make that up on the put side. So still in a nice position. We're still profitable overall on the year on the trade, but we did roll it out at a debit. We didn't roll it out at a credit. So you got to book that as a loss, right? Trading binary ideas. One more of ours hit for a profit. Still got a few of those working. They've got some new ideas out there that we can trade this week. I think that Tuesday or Thursday, which are our bonus trading days this week, we spend our time in the scalping room on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we do some bonus trades inside of the live trading room. I think we'll look at adding a few more of these this week. They are just fun trades. And it's pretty cool how you can create an edge with these trades. I really, really like them. Our short portfolio, we haven't added to that yet. I think we're probably getting in a place in the marketplace where we can find some things to come back and short. Our fly portfolio, haven't added to that either. Commodity trades. So we trade consistently. We trade nat gas. Of course, we trade oil, but we set that up as a separate trade. We do ladders with that trade. But we trade nat gas. We trade lean hogs. We trade corn, wheat, and soybeans. And I'm probably missing something else. But I love these trades. I just love them. Anytime you can show me any trade of any kind that is non-equity correlated, something that is in the market but not of the market, something that if the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ or the S&P goes crazy or crashes, it doesn't affect it. You know, the price of lean hogs is not going to be affected by what the Dow does today. I love that, and I think that's smart trading. I think when I say again that this is the highest value live trading room online today, that's one of the reasons, is that we're trading non-equity correlated items. And so we haven't been tracking these. I was finally able to go back and see how many we've done this year. We've done about 19 of these. We do 3 or 4 pretty consistently every month, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in that range. It's a little challenging because they do mostly have monthly expiration options, and we don't like to trade them unless they are 21 days out or shorter in duration. And sometimes you look at it when it's 21 days out and the setup isn't there. Well, then you got to wait a whole entire other month again. So we don't have quite the turnover on these that we have with other trades, but we have had some really good success with these. First of all, you're going to be hard pressed to find other trades that have the rate of return potential that commodities have. They have an amazing rate of return. But number two, they're tougher to trade. It's interesting. I think maybe more important than this win-loss ratio is how many of them we've had to work, how many of them we've had to roll. 60% of them. The majority of these trades we enter knowing that we're probably going to need to roll it into the next month, and it's going to become a 2-month trade. But again, delayed gratification, the ROI on these has been really, really good. And again, I love something that is non-equity correlated. It's one of the first things that I look at when somebody's like, oh, I'm well diversified. I want to look at their portfolio and I want to see, are they trading something in their account that if the market goes crazy or crashes, doesn't get impacted? And if the answer is no, then I'm going to be like, yeah, you're not diversified. You are spread around. Okay. Love our commodity trades. Our ATM program is hanging right in there. This is again our update results through the month of June. We're at July 24th right now, so we'll be updating again here shortly. We're up 10.78% through June, through the first half of this year, versus the market at 15.27%. So we're lagging behind the market a little bit. We're always going to. When the market is on pace for a 30% a year return, it's really, really tough for a strategy like we employ that has risk management tools in focus. And part of that is hedging, and part of the hedging is being short. You're always going to underperform in that situation. However, I feel like we're really well positioned for the latter half of this year. I've said verbally, I guess that's the only way you can say something. I've said verbally to all of our members in the ATM program, and I've sort of put my stamp on it. I would be really, really surprised if we get to December 31st this year and don't end up 30% return year to date or better, because we've got the extrinsic sitting in the account right now and it all looks very viable. It's not extrinsic that we're like, well, maybe it comes in, maybe it doesn't. So I don't know if that's going to beat the market or not, but I feel like we got a really, really good shot at beating the market here. And if we could come in anywhere around 30% a year, it would just make this strategy one of the absolute all-time winners. We've been through sideways markets. We've been through a bear market. We've been through a massive bull market this year. This thing weathers the storm no matter what the market throws at it. Very, very proud of our asymmetric trading method. That is investing, not trading. It is passive. Just takes 5 minutes a day to do. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to do our update here on that in just a second. And this is an account that I started with $23,000, and I think I have a very clear path here. It's up to about $70,000 now after a couple of years. I think I have a very clear path here to seeing how I can get this account to $1 million. You may laugh at that, but I've got the numbers that I'll show you to back it up and the history behind that. So anyway, that's sort of the results that we've had. If you are a serious trader, and I mean serious, I mean somebody that's willing to put in the work. We have 4 hours of training that we start you with. We have a one-on-one Zoom consultation that you and I do. We have a large Q&A session as you get started. We have individual training videos for each one of the strategies that we do. If you're not willing to put in any work, you're not right for our trading room. But if you have good morals, good ethics, you're willing to put in the work and effort, you like helping other people, like committing to helping a community grow, we'd love to have you in the trading room. You can go to tradelivewithus.com And I think you'll find that we are the highest value trading organization online today. We do trades that you will not see anywhere else. That's a promise. Okay. We're so comfortable with that. I am comfortable with that. That if you go through all of that process, if you do your daily check-ins with me, if you go through all the trainings, and you don't agree with me that at the end of the first 30 days, it wasn't the most amazing trading room you've ever seen or been a part of, no questions asked, I'll give you twice your money back. Never had to honor that because I know for a fact what's out there and I know what we offer. If you are more interested in investing rather than trading, if you want to have a system that has an amazing, not a good, but an amazing track record behind it, no matter what the market does, and you only want to spend 5 minutes a day managing your portfolio, you should probably check out the ATM program, the asymmetric trade management passive approach to investing. You can go to tryatmforfree.com. Check it out. If you want to come scalp with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think you're going to be really excited. Everybody's got $80 that they can go scalp with, and that's about all you need to trade at the money Q options. You can go to tryscalpingnow.com, and we're looking to make $500 to $1,000 a day in there. It's a nice opportunity. Okay. If you're only interested in trading event contracts, trading binary options, it's a huge area in the market right now. You can go to tradingBinaryIdeas.com. We do it as part of our overall system, but you can check that out as well. So we love you guys. We appreciate the support from the trading community that we get. We would love to have you on board with us. Come trade with us. And I hope that you guys have a great trading week. Let me know, of course, as always, if you have any